What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Godzilla Bang Boy. You're now tuned to Edition Podcast. Today, I got a very special guest in the building. Before I introduce him, I probably should introduce my co-host who's never in town or never wants to be on the episode, man. Who the hell are you?
Yo. This is Mo Billy. What up, man?
Okay, awesome. And to my right here, your guys' left, we got Walt. Today's going to be a very special episode. I'm very excited to do this because it's all about reselling. I love to get started. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Walt, man? Tell us, who are you?
I'm Walt. I'm nobody special. I just got a shoe store out here. Love reselling shoes. The name of my shoe store is KKG Kickz. And what KKG stand for is King Kong versus Godzilla Kickz.
Okay. What made you come up with that name? Is that like, were you a very big, the movie King Kong versus Godzilla? Is that your favorite movie?
Yes and no.
Okay.
My mother was real big into science fiction movies and TV shows.
Okay.
So we only had one TV in the house when I was coming up. We didn't have a TV in every room, and we definitely didn't have cell phones. So I always had to end up watching science fiction movies. So I kind of fell in love with King Kong versus Godzilla, Frankenstein versus Dracula, and the aliens coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was just a big fan of science fiction, and they have it's got to be about 30 versions of King Kong versus Godzilla. So
Yep.
everybody should know that.
Everybody, there is.
Hey, man. You said you got a small little thing reselling shoes.
Yeah.
I see that a lot with like people just kind of like downplaying their own businesses. So I don't want you to like downplay that. It's a big thing. So like be proud of it. You made this thing. This is your business.
Well, it's my passion.
Exactly.
I love it. I've been into sneakers since I could wear sneakers, I guess.
Yeah.
By me being from like Chicago, Illinois, I remember the shoes coming out when he actually played Michael Jordan.
Right.
Things like that. And it was just it always was a big event. And nowadays it's just quadruple multiplied into something just like $1 billion, probably $2 billion business.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just stepped my foot in it literally. Stepped my foot in it literally.
Funny. Yeah.
And just trying to take a stab at it and see where I come out.
Yeah. You know what I compare the sneaker culture to?
What's that?
Hip hop culture.
They
remember
definitely
how hip hop culture back in the day?
They definitely coincide.
It used to be more of like only like if you were a hip hop head, and then before you knew it, started spreading out to like the suburban America and
Absolutely.
whatnot. And it feels the same way with sneakers.
Fun fact.
Yeah. So.
Fun fact. I remember when MTV first aired.
What?
Because I was in a big city like Chicago. I remember the commercial was like, I want my MTV, like Cher and all of that.
Right.
And Run DMC. I could kind of remember when Run DMC was the big thing, and they had Adidas.
Yeah.
Shell toe Adidas.
Yup, shell toes, yep.
Things like that. And absolutely, sneakers and hip hop is coincide with each other. They're like cousins to each other. You can't have one without the other.
Right.
So I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I would say I got one quick question. You said you put your foot into it.
Literally.
Do you remember your first sneakers? When you're like, oh man, I can't wait to wear your first.
My first sneaker or my first Air Jordan?
Well, you know what? Both.
Okay. Yes. It was a Jordan 5 black metallic. I could remember. I went to Evergreen Plaza. Well, I didn't go. My mother took me. Me and my brother. We went to Evergreen Plaza in Chicago. If anybody from Chicago, old heads, they'll know about the plaza, Evergreen Plaza.
Yeah.
And that's where I first fell in love with the Air Jordan shoes. Was the Jordan 5 black metallics.
Okay. Awesome.
That was your first pair?
That was my first pair. And when I say I did everything in that shoe, I took a bath in that shoe. I took the garbage out in that shoe. I checked the mailbox, even though we didn't have no mailbox.
Wow. Yeah.
What do you have a favorite pair?
Probably the Jordan 11. I was in middle school. I'm 40 years old. I'm 40 years old. I was in middle school. I was like 7th, 8th grade when the Jordan 11s came out, and I absolutely fell in love with that shoe. Like, have you ever did something and it just made you feel bigger than what you was? Or say, for instance, if you had a favorite sweater, or your mom cooked a favorite meal, even if you was down and out, she cooked that meal, and you're going to get back to whatever it is to get back to. Putting that shoe on, I felt like I could fly.
Okay.
I felt like I was invincible.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I felt awesome. So
I got a little funny story before we go a little bit into it. How we actually met was as you guys know, I sell a couple things on the side here: shoes, some sweaters, whatever I can get my hand on. I might sell you guys hair coming up soon. Ladies, be on the lookout. All right.
Matter of fact, I'm repping one of those.
I sold him that.
He
so
sold me this, because I couldn't get it online. You know how it is.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, I was selling some shoes. I forgot which one. You're gonna know because you had a pair right in the trunk. He was messaging on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, you know what? Meet me at Cup Foods, right off here in Uptown, right down the street. I pull up. Now we got Walt over here. He's like, oh yeah, where'd you get your shoes? I was like, oh, I believe it was like Foot Locker or something somewhere. He's like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, because he knows the shoe game. So when he pop up the trunk, I'm like, what? This dude popping the trunk. Pops the trunk, grabs another pair, and then he's like testing it because he got a real one. Mine's a real too in his trunk, and he's checking it. And we ended up just talking for about like 45 minutes, man, just in the parking lot, just giving each other game, and it was, we just connected. Didn't know each other.
But you know what, though? I learned so much from you that day. And I was asking for advice on opening up a store, and you was telling me about the overhead.
Yeah.
So it was a few gems I caught from you that day that I applied to today.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Wait, can you take us back on how you two connected?
Yeah, that's what we just said.
Like,
you weren't paying attention.
Who connected you guys to like?
You weren't. He wasn't paying attention.
No, I was paying attention. No, like you said, you guys met up at the Cub Foods.
Yeah.
And
random. We don't know each other.
Super random.
Yeah, we don't know each other.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then another day, what's that park over there?
Playing Park.
Yeah,
playing
basketball. Yeah.
Park. Yep.
So that's how we met. But now let's get into the actual thing,
call
man.
That fate.
That was super faith. That was like the beginning of the beginning of the beginning. That was faith.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. So when people starting off reselling, right, and they don't know where to begin, what would you say to an individual coming up right now? Like, okay, where do I go to get a shoe? Or man, maybe how much do I even start with?
To start a shoe store?
No, not a shoe store. We'll get into that. More into just the reselling. You're getting your foot in the door.
Getting your foot in the door.
Yeah, just reselling. Yeah,
just reselling, and you want to know how much.
How much does one need to start, and where do they find products? Especially nowadays.
Yeah. Well, before I go into that, let me tell you how I did it.
Yeah, how you do
my day. Okay. Yep. The Nike outlets. I used to hit up every Nike outlet in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Not the city, not the state, the Midwest, all the way from Chicago to, to here, everything in between, Wisconsin, Iowa, just riding around, hitting up all the outlets and finding gems. I found so many gems. I probably started with like a couple of $100. Couple of $100.
Yeah.
So like I'll go buy me a shoe and I'll buy another shoe to pay for my shoe.
Pay your shoe.
And probably had like $10 over.
Yeah.
So that's how I started.
Like brick by brick type thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
But it was a lot of footwork back then. Now today it's a different animal. It's spots, and I got my clique, my crew.
Right.
We hitting up like the big malls, and we're camping out at the malls.
Right.
I used to sit out for shoes, but the way the guys is doing it nowadays is it's definitely teamwork.
Yeah.
So
I would say that teamwork is very important, man, because they'll have like a raffle at Dick's Sporting Good or something like that, and you can only get one pair.
Yeah.
Now, if you had a team, you could be like, hey, maybe a little brother, here's $20. He don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll pay for the shoe. You just gotta wait in line with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, teamwork is very important.
Now everybody know what's going on. That's the thing. Everybody know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like literally, I done seen granddads, grandmoms, soccer moms. I done seen the guy have his whole family from his great aunts, baby cousins in strollers, grandma, grandpa buying shoes. So it's like bananas right now.
Would you say, obviously the internet have elevated so many things, so many aspects of life now. Would you say the sneaker culture shot up to the stratosphere thanks to the internet?
I would say that.
How, for your business, like, do you see that as a positive or as a negative?
Well, for my business, I kind of see it both ways. Let me explain.
Yeah.
It's a positive because like we can go get the shoes at a safer capacity now.
Right.
But I'm the type, I like to go out and do the footwork and go get the shoe.
Got it.
I like to talk to the store managers and build relationships with the employees and things like that. I probably would say I would probably get like 85% of my shoes just from relationships.
Yeah.
It's not about if I could buy all the shoes. I could buy a few and help out other people buy a few. It goes a long way.
Right. Yeah. Just one thing that stuck out to me. You said relationship building with managers at the stores.
Yeah.
I used to work at Nordstrom Rack.
Okay.
When I was in like freshman year college and like sophomore year.
Okay.
There was this guy who would always come in 9 a.m. when we open, because he knows the night before we put shoes out on the racks.
He was doing the work.
He would come in literally 9 a.m. 2 cards, him and like 3 of his friends, fill those cards up with all the Air Jordans, all the top sneakers, and then, as a store, that's good for business, so you can't say anything about it. But we knew he was a reseller, and my manager really approved it. It was good for business, So that one thing really stuck out to me because he used to like treat us like with so much respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever he came in,
absolutely,
and he would. And we knew who he was, and we're like, okay, yeah, he's doing his own thing. Yeah, come in, buy shoes from us.
You guys
it's all
had
good.
a routine for a while.
Yeah, yeah, it was dope. It was dope to like.
Yeah, those was the glory days, in my opinion.
Just brought a memory back as soon as you mentioned like having that relationship with store managers.
Those was the glory days.
Yeah.
I used to do that a lot. Like I knew at one time I knew people from like every state.
Yeah.
Just buying shoes.
Yeah.
It gets you a long way. Yeah, like relationships, it's not even just in the shoe industry. It's just everywhere, man. It's not who you know anymore. No, it's not what you know anymore, which is what you know is important too. But in today's society, who you know will get you a lot further, And now I got some friends that work at some of these places, that sometimes I might forget that this place is having a raffle. I get a text out of nowhere. Hey, don't forget on Saturday, there's this going on. Or I got a discount, hey, you want to use it? I was like, okay. Then I always, I hook them up too. I'm like, okay, if I get that, discount for you, I'll split you some of the profits,
Exactly.
So I make sure that everyone that you work with, make sure it's a relationship where it's not one-sided. It's you both are gaining something from it. Because if it's always one side, someone's going to get fed up sooner or later.
And a lot of times, guys just want to be involved with what you got going on. It ain't so much as a money thing. It's just being a part of what you got going on. My shop is the place to kick it. Guys know I got the Xboxes and things like that in my shop. I got the TVs. We listen to music. We just come to kick it. Right? Yeah. Things like that. So, yeah, just having that line of communication, that dialect, just being nice. Guys, treat being nice to everybody in everything you do in life, and watch how far you get.
Right.
Trust me.
I agree with that, because for the young guys out there, don't only treat this person nice because they got clout or more money, more followers, right?
That's a fact.
This person that you think is a lame, his dad might own something over here. Uncle might, do something. So don't treat the respect just off of what they do have,
Exactly.
Make it universal.
Exactly.
Right.
And like Walt just says, life will change for you, man.
Right.
Let me
guarantee
give
it.
you a quick story right quick.
Yeah.
I had a kid that worked in a shoe store. Been knowing him for a while. I had a shoe that haven't came out yet that he just wanted.
Yeah.
I sold it to him, and he said, "Thank you, man. Whatever you need from me, I got you."
Yeah.
I said, "Big homie, it ain't about what you could do for me. It's about us wearing the shoes, man. Enjoy your shoe."
Yeah.
Everything that came out, I got a call from him. Everything. So just be nice to everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that one time where MJ was like, like the media was going after Michael Jordan for not supporting that one senator that was like, in North Carolina.
Yep.
And then after he was interviewed, he said, Republicans, buy sneakers too.
Yeah.
Something to that extent.
Yeah.
I don't think he meant it in that, like, in a political fashion. He just meant it that consumers come in all sizes, ages,
forms.
looks, all forms, and that's like the lesson that people should take out of it.
Absolutely.
Never burn a bridge,
Yeah.
because you never know if you're going to cross that.
Yeah.
So you got a great point right there, Walt.
That's awesome. Okay, now I want to go into the lesson, because a lot of the student, not students, just any people that want to get into reselling, right? They just see the highlights, They don't know some of the losses that we have taken, some of the there's a bunch of situations that I've been through that I'm like, man, I just shot one the other hand, Goliath Chronicles, when I was doing it, but there's so much more behind that. Now, what is the biggest, I guess, not even loss, I guess maybe a lesson that you learned, for these individuals that could, when they get to, doing this, they'll have the information that, from your experience, so they hopefully don't run into the same problem,
Okay, by me opening up the store, the cash register, I went the cheap route, something to collect the funds with, and it didn't always work out for me. So I had to go like to a bank and get like a professional POS.
Yep.
Like
Point of sale,
POS system.
Yeah, a POS system. Keep track of everything.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lesson that I learned.
Yeah.
When you sell a shoe and don't get the money,
Yeah.
it hurts.
Yeah.
So get you
Absolutely.
a POS system.
Oof. My biggest lesson that I learned is, man, there's so much. So one time we had a friend that plays basketball overseas. He's got a friend it was in China. He's like, yeah, my man works in the my man works in the factory. There's a couple shoes left over, and he can send it to you, right? It was the Fear of Gods, the black and white one, then the silver one, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, you can get 5 pairs for $1,000. And I hit up because I wanted to do it with a partner. I hit up one of my friends. I was like, hey, here's a Fear of God. Look, one of them's going for like $800, $1,000, bro.
Yeah.
Just one shoe pays for that whole thing. We're good to go. Now we give the shoes to this individual at the factory. I think it was through WhatsApp, and we get the shoes sent to us. I get a mail. It's been a while now. I message the guy, what's going on? Oh yeah, they're on their way. Blah 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 blah. I go to the mail one day. I got a letter from the customs. It's, your merchandise was held on, when they were checking it. This is counterfeit, because it was Nike. It was Nike. It was counterfeit Nike product. They were like, we spent $1,000 now for 5 shoes, and we only got 2 shoes that came through, and they were fake.
Damn.
And now it was like, they were like, if you want to we value your merchandise as $100. You want your $100? You have to go through this long process. And I was just like, we're just gonna take this L, man.
Yeah.
There's stories on stories like that where we're taking L's to get to where I am today. Even today, where I'm at is not where I want to be at. This is, I'm still working.
Right.
Yep.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. But you don't give up. It's been 4 or 5 years, guys.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I done had some conversations in the bed with my wife where I was like, I'm done with this. I'm fed up.
Yeah.
But you pick yourself up and you keep going because it's a bigger goal at the end.
At the end, yep.
It's a bigger goal. You don't let that little setback deter your whole dream,
Right.
your whole vision, and things like that. So, yeah, when you get into this business, you're gonna take a loss or two,
Yeah.
maybe 3. Just keep going, keep going. If you stay true to yourself and true to your customers, it'll come back. It'll all even itself out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it though, that is not something that only applies to like people like you guys who are resellers.
Yeah.
It literally applies to like any business.
Yeah.
If you look at
Yes.
big time corporations, they didn't just like start from. It's not like they overnight became trillionaires or billionaires.
Exactly.
They had to go through those like growing pains.
Yeah.
You know, that they learned from those things. Okay, this didn't work last year. What should we do different? And all of that. So this is like, a common thing that would happen in any business. And those who persevere, will make it to the top.
Well, they say a small business don't start earning to the first 3 years they don't earn.
Earn anything, yeah.
Yeah.
So use those 3 years wisely
Exactly.
and learn what you're doing.
Yeah.
Pay attention. So if I had some advice for the guys wanting to have a sneaker shop or any type of business,
Yeah.
that first 3 years, them your growing pains. Learn what you're doing. Get everything down packed. Get the best of everything. Treat people nice. So you stick to those keys. 9 times out of 10, you should be successful.
Yeah. And there's no certain time for
No, it's not.
success, y'all.
It's
It's
not.
not 2 years down, the third year is going to be success or anything like that. It could happen for this individual like that. It could take this other individual 10 years to do it.
And success is not one thing. Success could be anything.
Yeah.
Because I always tell people I value time more than money.
Yeah.
If I could spend time with you guys, that's a blessing. You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying? Spending time with my family.
Yeah,
right.
I could spend I don't have to go in the shop every day. I could spend time with my family. So, success is a couple of things. Whatever makes you happy.
Yep.
Honesty, being productive. Those is all good signs that you're on your way up.
Yeah. That's good. Now, I want you to touch base on a little bit of, because I got a little segment. That's why I got these shoes here in the front. I want you to touch base a little bit on, what is it called? AEs, I think that's what they're called. UAs.
What it stand for?
Unauthorized authentics.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can-
UAs.
Isn't that like an oxymoron? Like unauthorized authentics? Like, I don't know.
They should just call it fake.
But, yeah, can you tell us a little? Have you ran into a lot of those, or what's the?
Yeah, I ran into a lot of fakes, and they're getting better and better each year. I just seen some fakes that look better than the real ones.
Wow.
yeah, they're getting better and better. Especially if you don't have a real shoe compared to the UA or whatever.
Yeah.
You can get fooled easily, and I got fooled before.
Yeah.
I think everybody got fooled about once. Just not everybody, but just
Yeah.
about everybody, because it's always that one.
Yeah,
They'll
that
say,
one.
I
ain't don't have.
Yeah, I could see it a mile away. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, buddy.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the rest
Of us, yeah. So I'm gonna do a little segment here, quick. So I was gonna have 2 of the same shoe, but the 2 shoes that I had, they're the same. Like one, actually, they weren't. They're both, like real. But these here, I don't know if you had experience with these yet. I do have a box here. This is some Dunks here, and these are some Jordan Lows. I want to see if you could tell the difference, And yeah, you could pick them up, look at them. I wish I would have brought a black light just to see, if you know what's going on.
I should have brought my black light. I'm a shoe salesman.
So I want to see a little bit of his skills, because y'all gonna pull up to the shop. You want to make sure Walt knows what's up, what's going on.
So far it's checking out.
Mm-hmm.
So far it's checking out. This is a trick I learned from a guy. These ridges mean something. Yeah, that's a trick that's somebody taught me that trick. Let me see the other one.
Yeah, my arms ain't that long, but got it.
And these shoes got a smell to it too.
Yeah, that's
The smell is real key.
yeah.
Nike use some type of glue. They should patent the smell and make like a cologne or something.
That's true.
Because sneakerheads go crazy for this type of smell. And I'm not smelling it with this one. I'm not smelling it with this one. I think this might be our perpetrator right here.
Or they both could be fake. I might have got you. I might have hit you with the whoop diddy whoop.
Yeah, I don't.
The
Now,
whoop?
now I'm not gonna buy those. So now
That's
I
fine,
know
that's
those are
fine.
fake. So
Well, you don't know. You don't know.
Like I say, they getting better and better with the fakes. They got like certain apps like Check
Oh,
where
Check.
you could check it, but I think they had issues like last summer or something like that.
Yeah.
If I had to
There's
give
a box too if you want to look at
Yeah,
the box.
let me
Yeah,
look
that
at
might
the
help
box.
you out too. Yeah. So they're over there.
Let me look at the box. Okay, this must be the 7 right here.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm thinking this is the dunk.
Yep. That's the Nike Dunk, boy.
Oh wow. That's a 13. That's my size too.
That's your
so,
size? Okay.
Yeah. And I like those, so I don't have those. My honest opinion,
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot. I didn't bring you a lot of material to look at because there's other things like the black lights usually open, lets you see some things that you can't see with the regular eyes.
I'm gonna. The box tell a story too. You could look at the box and the label on the box that tells a story too. But if I had to pick, I'm gonna say I don't know. They very good.
They good, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna let you guys know the little secret. So these Jordan ones Lowe's just came out the other day. These ones that we had in the summer that I went and got checked. These were very good at whoever made these is very good. The only way they got caught with these ones was the black light. That's why I wish I would have had the black light.
Oh,
But
yeah.
these ones were the fake ones. But I went to 2 stores. They're like, this one is really good. But once they hit the black light and some part of the stitching was messed up. So
Okay.
black lights help you out a lot. Make
Black
sure you
lights,
get black lights. What are the other apps you said? Check and everything like that?
Check, and things of that nature. Check. I tell you what, if you think you're gonna send a fake to one of these like reselling apps like StockX,
Yeah.
you probably about to think twice before you do that. They're
Yeah.
not gonna send it back to you.
Okay. Now I want to go into actually running a store, right? Forget the foot soldier work, all that. Like running into a store. What do the misconception about that, what people don't understand, like they
People
just
think when you got a sneaker shop, you just kick it all day and wear dope shoes.
yeah.
But it's far from that.
Yeah.
It's far from that. I mean, how I started was I had to have a concept. I had to come up with a name, which was KKG Kickz, King Kong vs. Godzilla Kickz.
Yep.
Had to get an LLC.
Everyone's talking about that all the time.
You need an
LLC. Yeah.
because if you want to operate depending on your city,
Yeah.
you want to get an LLC with a business, not a checking account, but a business account.
Yeah.
So you can't do it with a checking account. You got to get a business account. Made me and my wife sleep better at night. We got insurance.
Oof.
Insurance.
Insurance is very important.
That's probably like the second thing you got to get is insurance. And then depending on what city or state, you have to get a permit from that city or state letting you sell shoes and things of that nature. So it's a little bit of paperwork. It's nothing impossible.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of paperwork.
once you put your mind to it,
Yeah.
you can do it.
How long is that process, did you think, to create an LLC, insurance, and even finding the location and everything like that?
Finding
all about the location. Yeah. How'd you end up in
Little
Canada? Yeah.
I was in a Maplewood Mall.
Mm-hmm.
We started out in the Maplewood Mall. We was doing so good
Yeah.
that Foot Locker said, "Hey guys, hold on, stop. Who are you guys?" We got a no clause contract with the guy with the Maplewood Mall, so we had to leave Maplewood Mall immediately.
Wow.
And yeah, that hurt me.
Damn.
So, take us through that. You were really successful in reselling shoes.
Yeah.
That the mall evicted you.
Yes, because Foot Locker said that they had a no compete clause.
Wow.
And the Maplewood Mall did not let us know that. They I think they tried to work a deal out, and it just never got done. But we was already there, so we had to leave. So we went 10 minutes up the street to Little Canada.
Yeah.
And the reason why we chose Little Canada because the leasing offices had sold us that this was going to be the next, big thing. They getting things in order. They getting, to make this vibrant strip mall.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we said we're going to help out and we're going to set up shop
Yeah.
in Little Canada.
Wow.
Before you decided to open up a store, of course you had to have the supply. You knew you had to have all that stuff secured.
Yeah.
What was the thought process, and was there some part of you that was scared that you might not get the supply that you need to have a successful business, to run a store? What was that like prior to really jumping in both feet, that you were okay, I'm gonna go open up a store? Just kind of walk us through what that process looked like.
Well, before I opened up my shop, I was a tool maker, and I was supporting my family very well being a tool maker.
Mm-hmm.
And since my early 20s, maybe 21 to I was about 38, I was used to getting paid every Friday.
Yeah.
I guarantee have a paycheck every Friday.
Yeah.
And take care of all the bills that we needed.
Yeah.
So jumping out there, I think you're gonna have just a little bit of hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did have a little bit of hesitation because I probably could have opened up my store a year or two early. I was just so reliant on that every Friday I'm getting a check.
Yeah.
So I was a little concerned if it didn't work out.
Right. Hesitant.
I wouldn't have a check on Friday.
Right.
So I was a little uneasy. It kept me up at night sometimes. Me and my wife, we constantly talked about it, and we went over the game plan back and forth, front and back, and we just kept reassuring ourselves that, hey, this is gonna work. I got your back. If it don't work, conversations vice versa. So just stepping out was a little shaky at first, but let me tell you something. When I decided to open up the store, when me and my wife was like, we're gonna do it, it was about the week before George Floyd.
Damn.
It was the week before George Floyd. I remember this specifically. I woke up and I seen what happened on my cell phone, and I was like, I thought it was a joke. I didn't think it was.
Everyone did.
Yeah, and plus I had the shoe store on my mind, and me and my wife, we was kind of hyped and things like that.
Right.
And we actually went around looking at places that we could rent.
Mm-hmm.
And by that next week, everything that we looked at was gone. Everything we looked at was gone.
Yeah.
And that was a time for, I think, people of color to start stepping out, doing their own thing.
Right.
So it discouraged me and drove me at the same time, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because
motivated you even more.
Every store
to make
we
it.
looked at was gone, and this was the time for us to step out and start doing our own thing.
Right.
So it like I say, it scared me and encouraged me at the same time.
Right. I mean, there was this quote that I heard that if your goals and dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I feel like people who like have like big time goals and like big, you know, they want to achieve, you know, so many things in life. Scared deep down, they're like super scared, which is, you know, human nature.
That's
so,
normal.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely,
normal for you
absolutely.
to have jitters.
Yeah.
Now, having a store, right? And you know that means you're not reliant only, but foot traffic.
Yeah.
You know that's very important to have in there. Now, what other avenues do you use to get people into the store, or maybe even to purchase from you? You know, like what do you use?
Instagram. Everybody seemed to be on Instagram. I didn't talk to more people on Instagram than in person. And I'm the type, I want to talk to you in person instead of Instagram. But yeah, you got your Instagram game got to be tight. And I think mine is okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I sell a lot of things through Instagram. Like I don't even Instagram and Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
because the internet just has your arm just like an octopus. You can reach over there. You can reach that state. You know.
I got some good stories about that, and I got some bad stories about that. One of my good stories is, you know, I could reach somebody that wouldn't have even been in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I could deliver the shoe or bring it to them, and I could get that smile.
Yeah.
You know, after I sell it. Some horror stories. Oh man, I done had some guys flake on me. Promise me something that it wasn't.
Yeah.
So now you're wasting both our time.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that I get when I go out and sell shoes, and it's another reason why I got a store. When I get out the car, they get scared of me. You know, and it's funny buying a $400 or $500 shoe in the alley.
Yeah.
It's crazy to go to Target parking lot and buy a $600 shoe. You know, nobody's easy. You know,
right.
So. And another thing too, I encourage guys that's doing that. Just come to my shop and do it. I don't want nothing from it. I just want you guys to be safe.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't ran into anything too crazy. I have actually people meet up with me at 12:30 at night. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, what?
How do you?
I can't
You
do
crazy?
that.
Like,
How do you deliver your stuff? Do you like ship it to them?
You know, it depends on what I do. So me personally, my mindset is the more eyes that see it, the better. I use Instagram, Facebook Marketplace. I go on something called OfferUp. You know, there's one more that I use, but like Instagram is very big. So I just put it on there. Whoever reaches out, it's the same product, just in different alleys. It's gonna reach somebody out somewhere. Multiple people hit me up. Hey, can I buy this? Can I buy that? Who can meet with me today? Who's got the better offer? That's who I'm going with. And the funny thing is, prior to me coming here today, I sold some shoes in the Lunds Bartley parking lot before I came in here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Met up with the guy. I think he's a high school guy. It's a Jordan 13 court purples. You know, they're not doing too hot. So I was just like, you know what, man? He's a high school kid, so I just knocked down a little bit of the price. I was like, just give me that. I made just $10 in profit. But now, giving him that deal, he looked at me. He said, you know what? I saw your page on Facebook. You have good ratings. Because I always tell people to rate my profile how I did. You know, if the product is this and all that. Because when your rating is good, your profile is good, people trust, like, okay, this guy sold something before. You know, so I can kind of go to him. Oh, my bad. So I told him to rate me. He's like, yeah, I always see your profile. I'm going to shop with you from now. You know, I see you have other stuff. I'm going to shop with you from now on, just because I kind of hooked them up a little bit, right?
That's developing that relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't need, if the shoe, let's say most Jordans are either 190 or 170, right?
Yeah.
And let's say they're going for like 260, or let me just throw a number out there.
StockX, probably more than that.
Yeah, but StockX is going to be more than that. So let's say if StockX, first of all, I use StockX for pricing to see what they're going for. So if they're on StockX for 300, I personally, if I got them for retail, I might do 260, 270.
Yeah.
Because now they're getting a deal from, they're not getting that much from, from StockX. I'm still making my money, but now with that individual, they're always going to think about me sooner or later. So that's how I use the StockX and GOAT, is for my pricing.
Right, you gauge. That's what
Just
I
to
do.
see how it goes, yeah.
Do you do something similar in terms of like price matching? Because I know a lot of people like. Personally, I would rather hold the shoe on my hand and try it
Yeah, me
on
too.
before I buy it. But there are times where when you go to these stores that are resellers, like at the mall, there's this, I forgot their name, something degree.
Third degree heat.
Third degree. A shoe that's on StockX for $240, they'll be selling it for something. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to chase your clients away. So like, how do you like retain your customers just to make sure like that doesn't happen?
Well, I say this. I'm not going to get rich selling Jordans.
Right.
I'm going to get rich selling my brand. You
Right.
know, if it comes to that. Sometimes, people want that shoe, and it's not always about can I get the most for that shoe. You don't know what a person going through sometimes.
Right.
And I could sell that person that shoe, like you said, for a reasonable price. They're gonna come back.
Yep.
They're gonna come back.
Yeah.
So, I don't need to charge the top dollar. It's not that important to me.
Yeah.
Just the repeat customers is what's gonna make you successful.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a thing I learned in marketing. I think it was Ritz-Carlton that did a case study where they're like, see customer lifetime value. It's
Right.
how much is this customer gonna spend with you in their lifetime? And they figured out something like anybody that goes to Ritz-Carlton, they're gonna spend $100,000 with you. People that go on there and they get treated nice. So if you do that you treat them nice and you do this, and this person's gonna spend $100,000 with you in their lifetime, that's a lot of money.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you keep doing that with multiple customers, that's you're gonna be doing very well. So you gotta understand your customer, and the repeat customers goes such a long way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Retailers use similar strategies for Black Friday.
Yeah.
People have this idea, consumers, that everything at the store is 50% off. But the reality is, it's a handful of items are 50% off. And the moment you walk in, you're going to walk out with something else from that store.
Yep.
So, that strategy goes a long way.
I would say also when you said over there is because stores put their prices a little bit higher sometimes than those because they have overhead too.
Right.
So they got employees.
Right.
So they kind of got to count that into the price,
Right.
So that's what I always think. Is that kind of true?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So that's why it's going a little bit higher. So, last couple of questions down the line. What the difference between used pairs and new pairs? Which ones do you like better? And can you give us a little bit of information on that?
Well, of course, I like the new pairs.
Yeah,
But you can't always get a new pair.
yeah,
And depending on what shape the used pair is,
Yeah.
I would say the used pair is a better pair to buy because for one, you're getting it at a cheaper price, and you're gonna wear it anyway.
yeah,
If I get a brand new shoe and I wear it a couple of times,
yeah,
and I pay full price, or I could have got the used shoe for damn near half price,
yeah,
and it's still gonna look the same, wearing it a few times. So
yeah.
I would prefer new, but I don't oppose to use neither.
Okay. Do you sell used shoes sometimes? Is
Yeah, I
that a
sell
market?
used shoes
Yep.
sometimes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, just to wrap a little bit back up, unless you got some other questions in mind, quick.
No,
is
you
go ahead.
can go ahead.
I would say now just to always wrap it up because I started this podcast because I want to give information to anybody that want to do whoever I'm interviewing, right? So just to wrap it up, I would say what would you tell the people the younger individuals or who it doesn't even matter age that are coming up to doing this? What are the top lessons, keys that they should take from this? And
Anyone
they
that's
should apply.
interested.
Yeah.
In this line of business.
Okay, if the young guys is coming up and they want to get into this sneaker game, the number one thing is when you line up for shoes at a store or a mall, don't fight. That's the number one thing. It's not worth it. It's just at the end, it's not worth it. But what I would say is that just take your time. Nike, Jordan, Adidas, they bring a shoe out every week. Like it's gonna be shoes out every week. Don't get to the point where you like living and dying to buy every shoe, because you might get burnt out. You know, you might get burnt out on it. Just have fun. Just have fun selling your shoes. And in my collection, every shoe got a story, and I love telling people the stories on how I got my shoes. So for the young guys coming up, just have fun. Don't be so serious where you guys is getting into fights and things like that. You know, over the sneaker, and just have fun.
Right.
I would say, what are the top selling sneakers also? If they, because you know, like Nike and stuff might come out with shoes every week, but they might not be profitable if they're looking to resell. In your, I guess, what's your top? Maybe 5. No, let's go top 3 shoes that sell the most, that have the best resale value. What are you thinking?
Definitely Bread 11s. Nowadays, any Jordan 1, because they 170, you could probably make a quick $190 on them. And those collab shoes, guys go crazy for the collabs nowadays. You know,
that's true.
Those Travis Scott ones are.
See, I'm an OG guy. I love the OGs, but you know, a lot of guys like the collabs. So collabs, Jordan 1s, and Bread 11s.
Yeah. I would say my thing to you guys is treat everyone the same, no matter what business you're in at. Absolutely. Establish those relationships. Sometimes it's not just a one-way relationship, something where you both are winning and you'll go further in life, you know, because it's always, it'll be a burden if every time I want something, Walt, please, hey, Walt, you got that? Walt, please. Sooner or later, I'm burnt out. You know, come on, man. You're using this up too much. It's got to be a win-win relationship, you know? Make sure that both sides are winning. And from there, it takes time. I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, and just now I'm starting to get, you know, some steady supply, some shoes, you know, maybe a Discord. I found someone that's actually selling real shoes, or so Discord group or anything like that. So where, you know, like I'm building a relationship. That's where it goes.
How do you like it?
Me personally, being honest, guys, I hope no one hates me. I don't have shoes like that. I have maybe. Now, this year is probably the most years I have 10 pairs of shoes.
Personal shoes?
Personal shoes. Most shoes that I get is to resell, because I know, like, I really don't care I don't want to look. It looks cool. It looks nice. You get compliments, which is awesome, but sometimes I don't really care. I'm just like, my personality is going to win them over. I don't need the shoes. I don't need the $10,000 shoes or the $5,000 shoes to make someone happy. And I'm not really good at taking care of my shoes like that sometimes. I'm wearing white shoes right now in the winter. I'm insane. And these are my first Air Force Ones I ever bought in my life. One.
Wow. Well, yeah. You want to tell the people where they can find you, where your store is located, your socials, and all of that.
Absolutely. We in 47 Little Canada Road East. The Instagram is KKG Kickz. And you can find me on... that's basically where you can find me at. So Instagram.
We'll have it here too. We'll have it like somewhere right here where you can see it. Good guy to work with, honest individual, willing to help out, and like you guys heard him earlier, you know, if you want a safe place to go to sell shoes, he said, come in, he don't want nothing from you, right? He can do co-assignments too, right? I put my shoes in there, man.
You asked a question earlier, I don't think I got to. You said, how long does it take? I would say about 3 months from getting your LLC, finding a place, about 3 months.
Okay.
About 3 to 6 months.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you being here today.
No problem.
It's a different, it's a different location. You know, we're not at my kitchen no more, but that was just what we're doing today.
So we might be back done, man.
Yeah.
So where we're at, we're gonna get it done.
We're all on the couch. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna have his all of his information on there so you guys can check him out. Little Canada, he has events, man. Good shop. Go in there, play some video games, and we'll see you guys next time, man. Peace.